Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today we're going to be doing a first review, first look reaction to Gladiator on the live servers. However, if you look on my account, I don't have Gladiator. I haven't even unlocked him because I'm sort of refusing to finish the epic quest. But through the kindness of a few select members of the community, I have put together some clips of Gladiator level 60 with various builds in PvE and PvP to show to you guys. So I need to give a huge shout out right at the beginning of the video to Alan from Smash MFF, Spellbro, and All Might. Alan has a YouTube channel. I will leave a link below in the description to his channel. These three fine young gentlemen sent me videos that I'm going to be showing you guys today and reacting to. I've looked over them a couple times, but it's pretty impressive what Gladiator can do. So I'm pretty hype about this. I've never done this kind of thing as well on the channel. I want to possibly do more of this because I think it's really cool to involve you in the community and to see different builds and not just my own builds and not just my own characters, but see what other people can do, and we can sort of collaborate on that. And also, you know, that means I don't really necessarily have to rush out and get every single character. If I'm trying to make a point to the Netmarble devs or do something like that, I can still give you guys the information like Gladiator or Starlord Tier 3 without, you know, without going back on what I said and how I feel about the epic quest. So huge shout out to them. Apologies to anyone that sent me content that I couldn't use. Any content that was already on YouTube, I didn't want to risk it getting flagged for duplicate or getting copyright striked or what auto striked or whatever. YouTube is so strange and so picky nowadays. I just didn't want to risk that, so I apologize. I should have made my requirements or the stipulations a little bit more you know, specific and thorough, so I'll do that next time. But before we get into the clips here, let's take a look at Gladiator and just remind ourselves of what we are working with. You know, should you rush out to get Gladiator? I'm not sure, right? I can't give you that finalized opinion yet. Is Gladiator better than Strife and Dr. Doom? Probably. You're gonna see from the clips, probably. So again, his leadership is insane. 55% all attack, crazy. He's got the passive all defense, super armor, skill damage, bonus damage, and 40% damage reduction, which is bonkers. And then he's got the Wolverine heal. Yeah, so really tanky character. And because he's a combat type, you can see he has at level 70 almost 30,000 base HP and very high physical attack, 11,400. Defenses are a little bit low, but hey, he can't be Superman. He is Superman, by the way. Anywho, as far as the skills go, he's got silence and burn here, and from what I've been told, I've spoken to Spellbro about this, he seems to be very easy to silence, to use the silence on ABX Frost Beast. So for those of you that use Namor now for Combat Hero, Gladiator might be taking over. On his Shi'ar Stomp, he's got stun and just some damage here. Frost Breath, you're going to see a lot of this. Accumulation, 4 seconds of immunity, really cool skill. A little bit weird with the targeting in PvP, and it's got a 9-second cooldown. Well, 18-second cooldown that becomes 9 seconds when you have max skill cooldown, which is still pretty long. His fourth skill has a nice iframe and nice buffs, 25-25 with the crit rate, and that's on a shorter 7-second cooldown. And then the fifth skill is huge. Praetor's Judgment has all these effects, including incapacitation, it says minus 35, but I think it goes up to like minus 50 or minus 60, or maybe even minus 70. It's very high. All defense down, and also 100% chance. That's right, 100% chance to penetrate barrier, shield, super armor, immunity, invincibility. So he penetrates everything for 6 seconds. This will rip through characters, as you're gonna see. Oh, and it gives him 5 seconds of invincibility. And look at that cooldown, 15 seconds. So you can pop that baby like non-stop every 7.5 seconds. So really short cooldowns on these last two skills. Really crazy. What is he missing? I guess he's missing, I was gonna say auto heal. He's missing a revive. I guess he's really not missing that much at all. So let's go back to that page now, and we're gonna start off with Alan from Smash MFF, aka Awesome Mix Alan. I don't know if he wanted me to say that, but I said it. So here we go. He's queuing up this first fight. His IGN, if you're curious, his Afro Head. He's playing on auto, and he's got Wasp in the back for the debuff and the 10% max HP, and then he's got Colossus for the damage reduction. Now you're gonna see the rotation on auto is really nice. It seems he does 3, 4, and 5. So unlike, you know, Silver Surfer, who prioritizes 1 and 2, these gladiators, at least Alan's Gladiator, seems to prioritize. Look at that. Right as she wakes up, pops the 4, Then he pops the 5, and look at that guard break. She's getting her head rocked, going back. And as you can see from the build here, I believe he has a CTP of Regen and a CTP of Insight on either Colossus or Wasp. But the players he's fighting have good builds as well. They're not rocking goofy builds or like CTPs of Transcendence. He's fighting some of the top players here. He takes care of Jean Grey on auto, Universal Jean Grey. Let's note that. And then, of course, you know, Mystique and Colossus are not going to be much of a match for him after that. There, he finally uses his second skill. I'm not sure what interrupted him, but full auto, level 60. It's important there. He is native tier 2, but level 60, he takes down tier 3s. And you guys know that level 60s have issues with level 70 and up in PvP. Here's another match with Scarlet Witch lead, Jean Grey, and then Wasp. So they've got the debuff, but no damage reduction. Now, he takes a bunch of damage at the beginning from Scarlet Witch, but then he locks in and completely murks her. Just complete obliteration there. Doesn't get penetrated. One-shots Jean Grey. That was crazy, right? Now, you can see the awkward targeting on the Frost Breath, because what happens with a lot of characters, you don't even notice it until you use Gladiator or characters like this. He starts the skill and they bounce behind him, because a lot of skills have you move laterally 180 degrees, right? Like you move in a kind of a semicircle. And so because of that, they dodge. And so it's hilarious. And it happened to me a lot on the APK when I was live streaming. Here we have another Jean Grey with LVL in the back. So LVL is giving Jean Grey a bunch of buffs, but I don't think it's going to be enough to kill Gladiator. And even with how tanky she is, being level 70, having, well, she's got a CTP of Greed. Most Jean Greys do nowadays, but she's got Colossus as well. But you see that 5th skill, when the damage stacks up and he gets the full hit for it, he does bonkers damage. So you can see that she bounces back behind him, and it basically dodges the Frost Breath. So a lot of characters just again. Jean Grey actually has her on multiple skills. I believe her 2 and her 3 both move her in sort of a semicircle. So she actually ends up on auto, yeah, at least dodging, and you could actually dodge. But look at that 5th skill. You cannot dodge that 5th skill. And his 5th skill, if you notice, it looks a lot like Strife's 5th skill, and you'll notice it even more in PvE when we check out Spellbro's videos, because of the camera angle shift. So I think they copied Strife's 5th skill a lot. It's not exactly the same because it doesn't rain down blue meteors, but it's quite similar. This Jean Grey actually does take a beating, and that is going to be the main weakness right now for Gladiator. So here he's going to take a lot of damage from that 5. I think it kills him. Yeah, so he ends up losing. He just couldn't seal the deal. He had drained her so much, but he just couldn't seal the deal. But the main issue with Gladiator is going to be killing Jean Grey, killing Thanos, and killing other tier 3s before they build up their tier 3, because that's the real big disadvantage to a native tier 2. Same thing with Silver Surfer, same thing with others. If you can't kill them in time, you're just gonna get one-shotted. Here, this is a blast Jean Grey, and unfortunately she gets her 5th skill off and it's lights out. He gets completely wiped out. So that's another problem. If you're fighting old Jean Greys, he's got the type disadvantage like Wolverine. He does not last very long, and it's not surprising. Not only is he level 60, so he's got a huge disadvantage there, but she's also got the 55% leadership from their own Gladiator, and this is Carl's Gladiator, but then also the Taskmaster buff, and then also, of course, you know, I'm guessing that Carl's Jean Grey is going to be rank 5 or rank 6 for type enhancement, so that's like a 50% increased damage against combat types. So it's interesting to see them on autoplay together fighting Gladiator versus Gladiator. Are you not entertained? That's what I think of. But yeah, when she pops the 5th, Gladiator just melts. Yeah, it's just like lights out for Gladiator. And so unfortunately on auto, it seems like Blue Jean Grey has his number. Let's check out this last fight here. He keeps trying to fight Carl to see if something different will happen, I guess. Carl's an interesting one. Okay, so I think on this one, perfect. He takes over. So now he's playing on manual. It's important to see what these characters can do on auto, of course, but ultimately you're going to get the absolute best production out of the characters if you play manually. That goes to show for any mobile game, right? There's no mobile game, there shouldn't be any mobile game where playing on auto actually nets you a better reward than playing manually. So there he gets the kill on Jean Grey. He's going to bait her out now, and he's going to try and look at the head rock from 6, from 3 and 5. Look at that damage. So on auto, he gets blitzed. On manual, he actually blitzed her. That was amazing. So big shout out once again to Alan from Smash MFF. That was great. Here's Spellbro's video. He starts off with a build introduction. He's got all Uru, no Odin's Blessing, level 60 as well. so he doesn't have any type enhancement. He's got Power of Angry Hulk stage 12, and he's got a CTP of Rage. Now, Gladiator's a hero, so he can take advantage of Coulson. Gladiator also has the ability, I don't know if it shows here. Yeah, he has the leadership ability, so he can take advantage of White Fox. You could even use White Fox's leadership here. He doesn't. Spellbro uses his own leadership for the 55, but you could definitely use White Fox. But check this out. Level 60 Gladiator, stage level 70, stage 70 Proxima. He's got full strikers. We've got Red Skull, Silver Surfer, and Thanos, and Sharon Rogers for the increased damage against villains. He's way over 100%. And then Anti-Venom for some extra heals. I don't know if he needs them, but maybe he does, because his HP seems to be a little bit low. It's only like 40,000. Again, it's a product of being full PvE build, not using Odin's Blessings, and not having uniform, and being level 60. So maybe that's why he wanted those extra heals from Anti-Venom, just for a little bit more tankiness. Anti-Venom as a striker will also give you, I believe, 10% recovery rate. So that will also improve Gladiator's own self-healing, right? If he doesn't have recovery built in. But that 5th skill, when he drops that all defense down, it's doing nice damage, like 3/4 of a bar, it looks like. So it's pretty wild, right? This is like Yelena type damage on a character that doesn't have a uniform. You know what I'm saying? So this is quite impressive. Not to mention his PvP value. Combat types, man. Combat types are so undervalued in MFF, and they're usually so much weaker, right? 9 times out of 10. Anything a combat type character can do, a blast, universal, or speed can do it better. So I can really appreciate this. This was the highest that my boy Wolverine could go, even with striker help, right? Because he just didn't have the damage. So to see a character that's kind of like Wolverine in a way with the healing, able to do this much damage, smash out level 70, stage 70 Proxima, is nice. And I kind of wonder, I almost wonder if he could do it better with White Fox lead, because she's going to bump up his all defense down to even higher levels. Now he's going to do one more stage here, Spellbro. He sent me another video, which was awesome. Thank you so much. Against Corvus. And this one's interesting. I don't think Gladiator has any ignore dodge. I might be wrong, but he only brings 2 ignore dodge strikers. He brings Songbird and Black Widow. So only has 40% ignore dodge. I'm not sure again. I'm not sure if any of his other skills give him ignore dodge, but he does massive damage despite only having 40% dodge. I'm not sure if he swapped to a CTP of energy. It doesn't seem like he did, but he does massive damage. Look at this. So imagine if he put 5 strikers, or if he had, you know, someone there for leadership, for example, that could give 50% ignore dodge. He loses Coulson, but that's okay. But yeah, Gladiator, obviously when you see him playing, he looks like Superman, right? He looks like what Hyperion should have been. He's roaring, he's jumping up and down, slamming the ground. You got all these plumes of energy. He laser mouths. It should be from his eyes. He jumps up, he lasers you again. He's got the frost breath. He's like quintessentially the Marvel alien Superman. So tanky, but the damage is legit. The damage is legit. Look at this. With only 40% ignore dodge. So imagine if he had more, what he could do. So I was actually really impressed with this one. Despite, and I was watching this and I was thinking, like, does he have ignore dodge? Maybe he has ignore dodge in one of his skills that I don't remember. I don't think so. Right? And you could even put Richard Rider on the team to give an extra 25%. Not going to be as good because he's not, I don't believe Gladiator's energy. No, he's physical attack. So the other thing that's good about this is we finally get another physical attacker, right? Finally, we get, like, I mean, there are a lot of physical attacker characters now. There are more now. Black Widow got Justice, etc. But it still feels like energy types take center stage. You know, Beta Ray Bill's energy, Star-Lord's energy. Yeah, Silver Surfer's coming back. Not that he left or went anywhere, but he's also energy. So it's nice to see combat types, and not only combat types, but physical damage types take center stage. Now, these last few videos here, or this last video, I believe, is All Might. And this is another level 60 Gladiator. I believe it is a CTP of regen on auto, fighting against the Silver Surfer first. And this is really interesting. I love seeing people fight Silver Surfer, because Silver Surfer is so weird. Either he's amazing or he's garbage. So it's really funny to see. And then tragically against a tier 3 Wolverine, this hurts to watch, to be honest with you. This is what Wolverine should be, but isn't. And of course, Wolverine gets absolutely truncated. He skipped ahead to the next fight here against the Jean Grey Thanos Colossus combo. He's got a CTP of Regen with a CTP of Insight. He does have Richard Rider as an extra character for the ignore, dodge, and increase damage against villains, along with Wasp there. He takes care of Jean Grey the first time. Again, fully auto. She dodges the Frost Breath. That's okay. He's going to come back again and do it again. Look at the damage. 1/5 skill is all it takes. Now here, this part's really interesting. Thanos, like we said, Thanos is super tanky. He's very hard to kill. But the real challenge for tier 2 characters against Thanos, and this might be why someone like Wolverine has more value, because he can go directly through the CTP of Regen on Thanos. Tier 2 characters have such an issue, because if you can't kill Thanos fast enough, even if he can only squeeze off, you can see Thanos is only getting like 1 skill for every 3 or 4 skills that Gladiator does, because Gladiator is like knocking him around, guard breaking him. Even though Thanos is only getting 1 skill off, his tier 3, imagine you're on the Thanos team, right? His tier 3 is slowly charging up. What's going to happen if Gladiator doesn't kill him in time? He's gonna throw the moon at you, or he's gonna throw the whatever he did to Doctor Strange, where he sucks up all the fire, or not the fire, but he sucks up all the stuff, and then he throws that stuff at him. So that's what ended up happening there. So he goes up against another team, and that's gonna be one of the other weaknesses of Gladiators, not being able to finish off these tier 3s before they build up and hit him with their tier 3 skill. Now here he tanks. Look at that. He tanks Jean Grey's 5th skill, which is crazy. It was the universal type, not the blast type, but that blew my mind seeing that for the first time. That was really nice. Again, it's what I've always wanted for Wolverine, so you know, it makes me happy to see. He does have a different team now with Silver Surfer lead, I assume, or maybe not Silver Surfer lead, but Silver Surfer's there along with Colossus. But he gets the kill on Jean, 2 kills on Jean, and look at what he does to Apocalypse. Poor Apocalypse. There's a new combat in town, buddy. I mean, Apocalypse is a good combat tier 3, but he doesn't seem to be able to hold a candle in this fight, at least with a CTP of Regen as well, and Colossus. He cannot withstand. That 5th skill does so much damage. A couple ending notes here. I was speaking to Alan as well about Gladiator's potential, and you can see that Gladiator has a lot of AoE, right? So Alan was saying, and it makes sense when you think about it for Gladiator. He's probably going to be, although he might be really good for timeline battle and really good for world boss, he's probably going to be even better for 3 versus 3 game modes. So Alliance Conquest, Battle World, that's 2 versus 2, but still. Battle World, I guess like Shadowland Rumbles. I mean, everyone's good for Shadowland. And then Alliance Tournament. Because look at the AoE on his 5, right? So he roars, and boom. Crazy AoE, almost hitting those guys over there. And then you see the lasers, really, really high AoE. Like if we just get a little bit closer here, if we just push these guys a little bit closer, look at that AoE, right? It's like half of the arena. So if you imagine the Alliance Tournament or the Alliance Conquest arena, he's going to be hitting almost everybody with that skill. And then look at the ice as well. He you know what I mean? He's hitting that guy all the way over there, almost on the edge of the screen. That guy's getting the ice. Okay, he didn't get the ice there. But if we target it this way, okay, Gladiator, can you chill, brother? If we do this, yeah, see? That dude on the edge of the screen is getting hit by the ice. That's crazy. So that makes a lot of sense that he'd be good for those game modes. Now, there isn't a lot of value for most players for some of those game modes because you don't play Alliance Conquest. You can't get into Alliance Tournament. Hopefully, you know, we always say this, the future of Marvel Future Fight. Hopefully, we have more to look forward to the game. Hopefully, they will make changes to Conquest. They'll make changes to these game modes to make them more inclusive and to make them more fun. But this has been a first look at Gladiator. I'm quite impressed with his PvP potential, and all of that is at level 60. Everything I heard from all 3 guys, All Might, Spellbro, and Alan from Smash, is that, you know, he's good at level 60, but of course he's going to need to be level 70 to really make an impact in PvP. Is he going to be number 1? Probably not, but he's definitely going to make a splash, and he's definitely going to pose a big headache for some players when you fight against him. And so if you watch the top ladders for PvP, especially in Vibranium, where you see my boy Carl, you'll be seeing that Gladiator for a while. He's still level 60. I'm worried what happens when he gets to level 70. But yeah, similar first reaction from a lot of players that we had to Strife and Doctor Doom. Good at level 60, you know, almost good enough for PvP at level 60 to disrupt things. monstrous at level 70. So we're just waiting for that shift to level 70 to see how high his value spikes. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you want to see more of these videos. I love this format. Thank you again one more time to Alan Spellbro and All Might for the videos to actually make the content and show you guys and share it with you. Thank you to everybody in the community for supporting. Stay safe, wash your hands, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.